excited. And, well, with this, I didn't know what to do. It kept on going.
This happened before the representative from the casino could come over and see the symbols lined up. So by the time the casino executive got there, it looked as though it had not hit. Is that correct?
Right.
Exactly.
So then what happened was, I mentioned it to the woman. I said, they all lined up on a machine that says, if you line them up, you're a winner. So I won the jackpot. She says, well, let me get my supervisor. So the supervisor came over, and she says to me, she says, I'm sorry, it's a malfunction. I says, how could it be a malfunction when it all lined up? The lights and the buzzers went off. That should be a win. So with that, she says, well, you have a complaint? And I says, yes. She says, well, she has to notify the Gaming Commission and also IGT. So with that, we're sitting there. Mrs. Boatwright had to, I think, go out of town because she was from Oklahoma. I never met her a day in my life. She was upset because she was on that machine for 3.5 hours. And she says, if I hit that, she would be in the same predicament, you know, that they said it was a malfunction. So she gave me her number and her name as a witness. So then the fella from Arizona Charlie came and opened up the machine, and the machine stopped. So what happened was, in that interview, what happened, the Gaming Commission came over, and she says, okay, we'll wait for IGT technician to see what it is. So when he got there, he explained to me, he says, Mr. Pepitone, I'll show you how the machine jammed and why it didn't make the payoff, or, you know, something like that. So it turns around, we were there for 3 hours. He couldn't show me how it jammed. He had said, that's very important to me to show you how it jammed. He couldn't do it. He shut the machine off, he closed the door, and he took out about $20 to $30 worth of nickels and gave it to the Gaming Commission woman. The woman took it from the Gaming Commission, Mrs. Hall. She tried the very next game, it started working, and I was satisfied the machine was not until it was in good working order. And she used up the $30 with no problem. But my game did not pay me my win.
Let's fast forward. The decision was handed down. It was investigated, as these cases always are, and it was handed down that the machine malfunctioned. So you decided to take this into the courts.
Yes, I did.
Linda, maybe you can jump in here.
Well, when we got the ruling, they originally said 3 weeks. It took them about 6 weeks to give us the ruling, and we had 30 days to pursue it. So we called a lawyer, I'd say about 10 days, maybe 2 weeks later, and they contacted IGT and Arizona Charlie's. They wanted the machine to have our technicians to look at it, and then we found out that IGT destroyed the machine. And then it had to go on to the Gaming Commission. We also wanted any photos, the film from Arizona Charlie's, and they said they had no film.
Another thing is, about a week after that, because we went there every week to have the checks cashed, we noticed the 4 machines were taken right off the wall there.
Okay, all right.
And now, I just tell you one other thing. When we went to the lawyer did say that he's going to get a specialist to look at that machine to see if they can come up what happened, because he couldn't show it. And then they destroyed the machine for us.
Okay, now I know that your case is still pending. Get us up to date where the case is.
Well, the case now is going into the Supreme Court. It was in a local court here, and they also ruled it as a malfunction. Our personal thing is, if our technicians looked at the machine and can verify IGT's technicians that it was a malfunction, we would accept that. But they destroyed the machine, so we have no evidence on our side to prove that it wasn't a malfunction.
I guess the other questions that come to mind are, A, there was a witness. You mentioned the young lady from Oklahoma, Miss Boatwright. Did she ever testify on your behalf?
Yes, she did.
Yes, she did. And another thing that surprised my lawyer is that neither IGT or Arizona Charlie's questioned any other witnesses that were on the other machine. They never even questioned my witness.
And at the hearing, we found out that the fella from IGT, the main man that was there, he passed away 3 weeks after the incident. And when it was in court, I feel that we had a right to ask the main man that wanted to show us the evidence, and he was not there. He passed away, unfortunately. But the other fella that was on was his first day on the job, which I don't think he was sufficient enough to give us any kind of information at all. So with that, and with all this not having no film, having no machine.
That was my next question. What are the,
Right.
the things that raise your suspicion?
Okay,
Just give us a list.
Mrs. Hall from the Gaming Commission had two different reports. The first report said the machine was still when she got there. Second report says it was in motion. My lawyer questioned her. He says, how could you rule against the Pepitones if you don't even know what the machine was doing? And here she ruled us down, which shows that it's a fault right there that she has two reports. It's unjustified.
Can you describe for us what you went through when it finally began to dawn on you that you weren't going to get this $400,000+?
I've been sick every morning. See, I've been gambling for over 40 years. And I've been in New York. That's where I was born in Canarsie. And I had a business there. And I was a big gambler. I admit I lost a lot of money. My poor wife had to suffer with the OTB. It was supposed to be only $2, but I didn't know that. So to make a long story short, we moved to Pennsylvania, and I played also the lottery. So I've been doing it. But when I came here, it was pie in the sky when I hit that. And now every morning I get up, I have a heartache just knowing, you know, if you know you win something big, am I going to get it? Am I going to get it? And it really hurts.
Are you going to end up spending a great deal of money on
We
this?
already did thousands. We already did thousands of dollars, which I can't afford.
As I said, if our technicians looked at it and proved what they proved, then I'd say fine. But if we don't have a machine and we don't have film, which they supposedly have film everywhere, all of a sudden they don't.
Okay,
You know.
so this is now with the state Supreme Court, is that correct?
Yes, it's going
When
into
do you
that.
expect this to be
We're not
resolved?
sure. That has just been put in recently.
And one question I want to ask, and if it's anybody's listening, it's a very big thing with cameras today. Cameras catch people. They catch these criminals. They caught this last case with these two fellas that presumably was in that robbery. Now, where is my right? I have to have something to show me that I lost. Just show me. You know?
Okay, so with the state Supreme Court, and hopefully it will be resolved very soon.
Yes.
Thank you both very much for coming on and talking with us about this.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
And we're going to hear from the other side when we come back. Imagine you're playing a slot machine. All of a sudden, the lights start going off, the alarm starts buzzing. You think you've won a large jackpot, but that's not necessarily the case. Up next, we're going to hear the other side of the story, and we're also going to find out that this is not an isolated case. This does happen from time to time. We'll open up our phone lines if you have a question. Here's our phone number. It's 735-32.